Good afternoon. My name is Hae-Sun Kim, advisor of Gangnam Labor Law Firm. Today we will discuss about one article that was published by Labor Daily, and the title is it's a recent Supreme Court ruling whether to decide the COO of a company, whether he is an employee or employer. So, could you explain with Labor Attorney Jung Bong-soo, could you explain about the background of the story of this article?
Okay. Hello. How are you today? This is Bong-soo Jung, Korean Labor Attorney. I'd like to explain more in detail about some dismissal case for COO, Chief Operation Officer. So, this Chief Officer, I think this is the case reported on this Labor Daily. So it is about some Supreme Court's ruling about dismissal case. So main issue is the person was employed and he's applicable to all labor protection. But if the COO is employer, then he is excluded from application of all labor law. So in this case, Supreme Court ruled that the COO is employee. So they decided because he was registered for social insurance. Also, he was not registered in the company register document. So that means his title is director, but he was not registered director. That means he cannot own company's share, company's stock as ownership. So he was just one of the employees who was controlled by the employer. So that was the main the result in this case. Yeah.
I see. So the main point of the court ruling is based on whether he is subscribed to full major insurance, and also whether he is registered as a director of the company registry. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That was the main decision by the Supreme Court ruling. Yeah.
I see. So in such case, all the like manageable level apart from the COO, for example, if it's a CTO and CFO or CMO, if they are under the same condition, then they will be considered as employee.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. But how to judge whether the person is an employee or not? Basically, it followed the guideline by the Supreme Court's ruling. So that is okay. According to the Article 2 of the Labor Standards Act, so it explains definition of employee. Who is employee in this one? So employee means the one who provide the labor service under employee's supervision. Also, they earn the money to provide by means of providing their labor service. So in this definition, we can understand in order to be an employee, there are two requirements. One is personnel subordination. Second one is the financial subordination. That means employee to provide the labor service under employee's supervision. That means they are restricted to the working hours, workplace. Also, they have a continuous some employment contract. So this is related to personnel subordination with the employer. Also, financial subordination is how they earn the money. If they show their profit, then it's more like employer. But in this case, this employee, COO, received the fixed salary plus incentive. So that means he is controlled by the financial subordination. That means he earned the base pay plus incentive, not showing the profit. So it is more like employee. So the Supreme Court's decision is this person, the title is secondary. The important is whether he was registered in company the registration. Also, he has such a maybe independent authority in the company, but in this case he was not. So Supreme Court decided he was an employee, so company has to pay fine because the company didn't follow the legal labor law requirement, like notifying 30 days advance notice, or they have to pay 30 days the dismissal allowance because the notification in advance. The second one is they didn't pay compensation for unused leave. So usually as employee, the employee was entitled to such a compensation if they could not use annual leave. So the COO applied for such a the compensation, but the company rejected because they thought that this COO is not employee. Yeah.
I see. So based on your comment, and according to the article, it seems that he was not like working full time. He had another job, but even so, because he's based on the fixed salary, and also personally subordinated, financially subordinated, then that's why he's considered as the employee.
Yeah, I think there is always when you evaluate whether the person is employed or not, always there is someone very close in the middle. So it's hard to judge. So we decide based on the court ruling, like subordination by the personnel supervision, or financial financial like independence or subordination. So in this employee, COO, she was controlled by the employer, like CEO. So his salary is fixed. Also, he sometimes received the incentive. So it's more like employee. So there are no private sharing, or there is his salary was always decided by the employer. So in this case, it's not the business partner, but it looked like employee. That's why the Supreme Court ruled like that. Yeah.
I see. Thank you very much for your comment.
Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.